Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 27th. We're just going to jump right in here. You have this refuge card and this transmutation card. I do believe it is a time of transmutation for you where you could be, turning one thing into another, or you could be, you're kind of like in the pivot. I feel for a lot of you Pisces, you could be pivoting in life, or you could be making some sort of pivot, right? I also feel that, like I've been saying to you for weeks, I really feel like people don't understand Pisces for the most part, I think this is the part of Pisces that people don't understand. It's like, how do you keep, coming back? How do you keep, rising from the ashes? And, I think that's the question that's maybe on everybody else's mind. But, for you, I feel that you have been, working diligently behind the scenes. Look, abundance here. You have this progressions card. It says journey on it. So you're like progressing on your journey. You've been working really hard, and again, I feel for a lot of you, you could be kind of reinventing yourself. I mean, what I will say is just in your astrology, Pisces, just over the next few years, it makes perfect sense to me that people probably won't recognize who you are. I know I say this every single time, but, again, Pisces is kind of like set up to go through the biggest transformation out of everyone. So, like I said, this is not some, thing that I'm just making up here to feel good in this reading, right? And it's like, if all Pisces will change in some way, whether that's, positive or negative. So, make sure that you do this on the positive side of things, right? I do feel like something needs to be protected here. Sorry, I wanted to go here. This refuge card is like a card of refuge, a card of protection, right? And so I feel that if you are working on a project or something new behind the scenes, you have the Ace of Wands here, that, just keep it protected. I don't think you have to do anything crazy to protect it. I think it's just saying, like, if you have negative people in your life, make sure you don't tell them about it. Because, I know as a Pisces, when people crap all over our ideas, then we tend not to do them. So, I feel this is saying, like, protect something that is important to you right now. And you have this transmutation card. I feel like your, Pisces is really turning into who they're supposed to be. Like I said, just based off the astrology over the next few years, it makes sense. It's funny because someone asked me a question. They said, I think it was on Scorpio, because I said something about how, water signs are really here to, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I basically said water signs are here to, basically be an example for other people. And they said, why? And I said, because, water signs have been through, and specifically Pisces, you've been through what everyone else is about to go through, if that makes sense, like over the last 10 years. So your life is not necessarily going to be harder, other than I think that you are here to show people how to turn negatives into positives, right? We could just say that it's that simple. And that's what I'd be doing. If you do that, this will be a victory for you. You will have victories. You will have big wins. You will have good things entering into your life. It's like positive karma. The Chariot is as above, so below as well. So, I think Pisces gets into a lot of those situations where, people love to put Pisces in a pickle, right? I think people love to say, like, oh, Pisces is this in my life. And Pisces, I think you don't like that when people are like, oh, you are this thing to me, and whatever that identity is. So it's like whenever Pisces changes, people are always like, what, who is this person that is not my emotional sponge or whatever, right? And, that's going to happen a lot. I think this is a good thing. Obviously, you're becoming stronger. I feel like you're becoming more bold, but you need to not, like, listen to those people, right? Where you change and they're like, you can't change. You can't do this, right? You really need to start living your own life. Again, I think the one thing that will get in the way, for Pisces is allowing other people to make decisions for them. You have the Page of Swords here. I really feel Pisces especially needs to follow their curiosity. So if something captures your attention, I would look into it, whatever it is. Could be like a new hobby, a new idea. Could be something you saw on TV that interested you. I would be moving towards just those random moments of inspiration, which you have literally the card of random moments of inspiration right here. So I would be, paying attention to those things that stand out to you. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Wouldn't surprise me if you have an abundant end to the year here, and then that's just going to continue through the next year. Obviously, if you're not working for it, then nothing is going to happen. So yes, tarot is not magic. It can't make anything happen for you. You, believe it or not, you have to do work, right? You have to get up off the couch and go do something. So if you haven't been working, if you've been doing the same thing you've been doing all along, then of course you're not going to make more money. Tarot is not magic, as I just said. But if you're doing new things, if you're putting yourself out there, this is what you have to do. Again, if you're saying, Chris, I don't know what to do to make more money. This is the answer right here, is the Chariot. Set yourself apart in some way. You have to do something different. You have to do something new. In your job, you have to do something to stand out. If you have a business, you have to set yourself apart in some way. And obviously, this is a general reading. So, again, if I can, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, right? I started failing school after that. I was an A student, went to a D student after that. Never, and I was 10 years old. So from 10 years old till I graduated high school, never, like barely, just scraping by that entire time. If I can figure things out, you can do it for sure. So again, you just have to do a little research here, Pisces, on like what to change. With the Chariot, you have the Two of Cups. I do feel like there could be love coming in for you. Pretty sure you had a fire sign in your December monthly reading. So, again, if you're looking for love, definitely could be a perfect match. You also go Queen of Cups to the King of Cups. So, definitely could be a divine counterpart. Could be another water sign. You have the Lovers here. Look, you have a Earth sign right here. So, I don't know. Everybody wants Pisces, right? With the Page of Swords, you cannot make this up. Look, I'm going to show you right here. Ace of Wands. I really felt on that card that there could be something that's maybe more like inspirational, or like an inspirational idea that you're having, and I feel that's exactly what Pisces should be working on. With the Nine of Pentacles, yes, you're gonna have to be bold and assertive. You're going to have to charge towards the things that you want to create and really make them happen. To me, he is the King of Wands, is like the true entrepreneur in the tarot, but you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You could just be embracing an entrepreneurial energy, which, could be you being willing to build something new, being bold, being assertive, nurturing something into existence. To me, he's like the true father in the tarot. He really, really takes care of things that he cares about. He nurtures them into existence. So that's what I mean by entrepreneurial. It doesn't have to be a business. It could be you just like really taking care of something that matters to you. And going this way, clearly it's going to lead to a victory or an achievement with the world. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have the Stingray card. It says, be aware of your surroundings, mindfulness, and you have this other card that says, be careful of what you wish for. So, again, I would definitely be aware of your surroundings. I think I said this in your December reading as well. I think that, I know that we're not in December yet, although it starts this week or whatever. What I would say is that I think the types of mistakes that you will make, if you make mistakes, are the tiny ones, like where you forgot to sign a piece of paperwork, or, you skipped over something. So I would make sure if you're working on anything important that you're really just taking your time, go through everything and don't miss those small steps. It's like going to be the small annoying things that get in the way. It's not like going to be these big issues, right? So what I would say is, but sometimes those small things are worse because you have to like find it. You have to figure out where you made the mistake and all that other stuff. So, as someone who makes a lot of small mistakes, I can tell you it is very annoying. So make sure you're paying attention to the small details. I do feel like you've asked for love and you're probably getting it. So you have the Queen of Cups, King of Wands, and Lovers. I feel it could be a King of Wands type person. Doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. It could be any gender. And it's interesting that you go down, by the way. Well, actually, we'll talk about this in a minute, but you have the Temperance card here. And the Temperance card is also the card of transmutation. So you have two cards of, transmuting energy, but you could be attracting someone who's very bold, very assertive, very attractive. Someone who really nurtures things, which is great for love. I also do feel that you need to embrace this energy as well. The thing that you need to express this energy towards is whatever you care about. So if you care about something, I would nurture it as much as you possibly can. You have the Lovers, so again, definitely a love situation coming in here. It's kind of funny because you have that be careful what you wish for card. So it's like it's almost like you've been asking for love and now you're getting it and you're like, oh no. But I do feel this is going to be a very solid connection. Something new, something that you've asked for. So definitely very good. This right here is your higher self angel. So this kind of suggests that whatever you're attracting is something that you manifested, something that you asked for. The universe is bringing two things together here. So definitely looks really good. I would also say that you are clearly moving in a new direction, going to the Ace of Wands to the Page of Pentacles. I feel like you're breaking free from an identity. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, the Lovers is traditionally a card of the crossroads. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Page of Pentacles, a new beginning. It wouldn't surprise me if some of you were, maybe not right now, right? But, I kind of feel that as we move through the end of the year into the beginning of the new year, it's like it wouldn't surprise me if you go from one business to another, if you went from one job to another, or if you made some sort of identity change where people see you one way, but you're actually another. I don't know. It's popping into my head. There you go. You have the Queen of Cups. Follow your heart. Probably the most important thing that every single person could do right now. I encourage everyone to like listen to what their heart wants, because it's like the world is telling you that you want one thing, something completely different, but your heart is telling you what you actually want. So, this is everybody's battle right now. Everybody gets a Queen of Cups. And, I think that the one problem with Pluto and Aquarius maybe is that it's kind of like the hive mind. It's like everybody needs to believe exactly the same thing, and which is dangerous. So, what I would say here is that, don't be afraid to have your own beliefs. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. And again, I see it in the astrology just in general that Pisces' challenge is to kind of follow their own heart and not let other people tell you how to live. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Fool. Yes, take a leap of faith. You will have... This is a quick success, by the way, going from the Fool to the World. In the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool to the World. And, this is kind of popping into my head. I don't want to call this a shortcut, Pisces, but, if you're... like, let's pretend I was starting another YouTube channel, right? And it's like, it would be much easier for me to get another one going faster, right? Because I've already done it, right? That's what I'm getting here, is that it's almost like you could be having a new beginning, but I feel it's much easier because you've already done it, whatever that is. So there you go. With the King of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if you were attracting someone from a distance here, Pisces. It also wouldn't, I would say that you're probably going to be moving anyway. So if you're thinking that you want to move, then you probably will. If you don't want to move, that's fine too. People always ask, like, I don't want to move. I'm like, don't. This is tarot. It's loose guidance at best. You should take it with a very small grain, like a very small grain of salt. But if you want to move, it's here. With the Lovers, you have the Three of Cups. Yeah, definitely a celebration coming in for you. I would say that you're probably going to meet someone in your community. So this could be like in public, by going out, leaving the house. It could be also you could be part of a community. This could be like a certain, type of community. I don't know what I'm looking for, like a following or, something like that. And, like a group of people. And I feel that that could be what's going on here. So, there you go. I don't know what else I was going to say about that. Next, you have this Jupiter card. It says abundance, and this is coming up in the area of what's coming towards you. So abundance. You also have this progression card. It says journey on it. It's like I kind of see Pisces. It's like, have you ever seen this is what I'm seeing in my head, Pisces. Have you ever seen one of those cartoons where it's like the, Bugs Bunny or whatever is running on a carpet and the carpet is just like building up behind him and he's not actually moving forward? It's like, I feel like that's been your year, the whole entire year. It's been like Bugs Bunny, running on a carpet. The carpet is just piling up behind you. You haven't been moving forward. But it's like all of a sudden, I feel like you're out of carpet. It's like you're about to actually take off. So I kind of get that feeling here. And so I feel there's been a lot of preparation. I feel like there's been a lot of like wondering where's the money at? Like where I've been doing all this work. I've been running in place basically. I haven't been getting far ahead, but like where are my earnings, or where are the results of the things that I've been working towards? And that's what I feel here for you, Pisces. It's almost like I feel you could, I wouldn't call this a reward. I would just call this progress, because you have this progressions card. So it's almost like you're just finally getting off the carpet. I hope that makes sense. Probably not. You have the World, the Ace of Wands, and the Temperance card. The World, of course, is a card of an achievement. So I do feel that there is like a big achievement coming in for you. And I also feel like there could be kind of like a new creation coming in for you. Like as in you are creating something in the world. We see a lot of creative energy here. King of Wands twice, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is more, I like to look at the Ace of Wands as being inspired to do something, like I always say. And it is out with the old, in with the new. So you are definitely, and this shows up in your astrology, that Pisces could definitely be, releasing one thing to build something new that's inspiring to them, that's exciting to them. And, I kind of see that coming in here. I would also say if you want like extra growth, I would do things that are a little bit scary to you, Pisces, those things where you say to yourself, I don't really want to do this, right? Like I'll just tell you, like I joined a group this year, like a high-level YouTuber group, and, part of it was to build like a new product, right? And it's like the whole entire time I did not want to do it at all, period. But I forced myself to do it, right? It's one of those things. It's like I wanted to do it, but I was just being a Pisces about it. I was just being like outside my comfort zone. I don't like want to talk to these other people. I want to hide, all that other stuff, right? But I really like forced myself to do it, and I'm super glad that I did it. It like it led to so many like other things, new friendships, like new directions, new ideas, new plans, so much more stuff. So it really increased my options, right? And I feel that's super important for you, Pisces, that that to increase your options in life, especially over like the next 5 years specifically, but maybe even a little bit longer. I think that, pushing yourself past those points where you like do something that you kind of are like, I'm not sure I want to do this. It's not even that you're sure that you want to do this. I feel like it's almost like you are, I get this feeling of saying to yourself, like, if I commit to this thing, then I have to do that forever, Again, the identity thing. I get it, because I'm there, right? Where it's like, I feel like maybe you're fearing committing to something because you're like saying, like, what if I change my mind in the future? Which is very Piscean, right? And I feel like this is saying, so what if you change your mind in the future? The only reason you're worried about changing your mind in the future is because other people tell you can't change your mind in the future, or because they've judged you for it in the past. So I feel like that's kind of the karma that Pisces needs to like get over. There's no other way to say it. You have the Temperance card. Again, I feel like you're creating this positive change. It's almost like there's a crown that's just like waiting for you right here, Pisces. And, again, like I said, yes, you're going to have to put in the work to get that crown. You're going to have to change some things. Obviously, the Temperance card is a card of change. It says when one way to do something doesn't work, try something else. It is a card of alchemy. It is a card of being able to transform your situation. But you have to put in the work to do it. So, there you go. Let's see. With the World, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, just opening up to other ways of doing things. And again, I feel like needing to realize you can't please everyone. Sometimes I look at the Two of Swords as a card of being like a mediator. Like she's trying to, she's trying to find a good middle ground. But what if there is no middle ground? It's like, that's why there's a third place behind her. That's why there's an island behind her, because there doesn't need to be a middle ground. She doesn't need to please people in her life. She can just go to that new island and that's it. And, if people follow her, great. If they don't, that's their own fault. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords and the Tower jumping out here. See, I feel like something has to come to an end. Again, there's a crumbling castle in the back of the Ace of Wands. Nine of Swords says, are you going to repeat this story or are you going to change your identity? I feel like that's where this is going. So, don't be afraid to end something that you've been doing over and over and over again. Here you go. With the Temperance card, you have the Star. So healing from a Tower moment. Again, in a reading like this, I would prefer definitely to have the Star come up after the Tower. Because again, in the Major Arcana, that's how it works. This basically says that you are healing from a Tower moment or you're going through a healing. And so, yeah, that's what I feel like is going on here, is that you could be healing. There you go. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this legal card. It says dealing with legal issues or life lessons. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So, again, I would say if you are dealing with something like this would be good. It says seek an expert, especially if you're handling legal matters. So, again, definitely get an expert, obviously. You have this card that says let go of the idea that you're not ready. Yeah, I feel like the whole entire reading is saying that you're ready for this new journey. Remember what I was saying about pushing yourself. I don't know that I would call it pushing it outside your comfort zone. I would say it's more like pushing past those points where you say, I can't do this even though you can. Or, I don't want to. There's something about commitment here. And I'm not even talking about love, by the way. I think this is, the idea of committing to an idea. The idea of, like, if I do this, then this is who I am for the rest of my life. But really, it's not. You can change whenever you want. And I feel like that's what this reading is saying. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the King of Cups. Definitely could be communication coming in for you if you want love. So I feel this could be a new person that's coming in for you. I feel like this is a really solid connection. So again, if you want love, I feel this is something that's going to be really good for you. So yeah, I think it's good. I just see it as a person. It's like the very beginnings, you have the Three of Swords. So it's like maybe you've finally healed because it's coming up in the area of the good stuff. And it's like you've healed from the past and now you're ready for something new. And then you have the King of Cups. I kind of feel this is the energy you should embrace is, again, the King of Cups energy, being very tapped in to your emotions, being very connected, kind of being very still. He's sitting in the middle of these choppy waters, but he is very still. He's not making any moves. He's kind of like waiting for things. He's waiting to know how he feels before he makes a move, right? And so I feel that would be good for you. Also, definitely could be love coming in for you. Could be kind of like a shock for some of you. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. Kind of get the feeling that someone's been interested in you, whether you know it or not. Pages, to me, can represent admirers. And you have like two. You have this one here, Page of Swords, and this one over here. So I'm wondering, the Four of Pentacles is holding on to something too tightly. But kind of what's popping into my head is that you could be attracting a person who's kind of been holding on to you without you even knowing. Like maybe they're interested and they've been interested and then they've tried not to be interested, but they are. So, I kind of get that feeling here. They might even tell you that. With the Three of Swords, what do you know? You have the Lovers. Definitely love coming in for you for sure. I mean, again, I said at the beginning of the year, the end of the year would be really good for you for love. With the King of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles here. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. It's a card of analysis as well. But it's like, it says, is the juice worth the squeeze? It's kind of funny because it totally represents the entire reading. It really says to me, he's looking at what he's grown, and I think that's what you're doing. It's like you're looking at the progress you've made, the things that you've done, but now you're ready to go try to plant something else. I always say that with him, is that he's grown those pentacles, but maybe there's something better that he could be growing. Maybe there's something better that he could be doing. And I feel like you're kind of like, growing something better in life, if that makes sense. So, there we go. But we're going to pull 5 main themes here, Pisces, and we're going to see what is going on for you. You have this May card, and you had 2 other cards that want to come with it. You have this bird flying. It says news is on the way. You have this cracked cup. It says dissatisfaction with life. This could be the thing that is motivating you to take action, is being dissatisfied. I don't look at this as a bad thing. Sometimes I think dissatisfaction is a good thing. It's the thing that motivates us to make a change. There could be a person who's born in the month of May who's interested in you, and you could be hearing from that person. You have this harp. It says great happiness. A lot of happiness coming in for you, for sure. If you change, if you make the change, is where this is coming from. I feel like if you stay in the Nine of Swords, then not. You have this mice card. It says discord among family and friends. Again, I would be careful of people who tell you what to do and all this other stuff. You have this owl. It says good advice from a wise person. Yeah, owls eat mice. So take the advice of the wise person, not the mice in your life. Mice are, mice make very slow progress. So I'm not saying that, someone always comes at me whenever I say this. I'm not saying like Jesus Christ, people, number one. Number two, what I would say is that mice are people who make slow progress. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not saying that we should put them in a meat grinder or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that we should avoid these people. People who make very slow progress. It's not even about avoiding them. It just says that, should you take advice from a person who has never made any progress in their life, who just stays the same? The answer is probably no. Sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. Get over it. And take advice from wise people, people that you look up to, people that you see as mentors, all that other stuff. You have this marriage card, so definitely could be love coming in for you, but this is one heck of a reading here, Pisces. I really like it, so thank you for being here. I see a lot of progress here, so it looks really good, but thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.